This year's SAG Awards would have been one that Ricky Gervais was proud of. So last night was the 32nd annual Screen Actors Guild Awards, which is only given to actors, no directors, no writers, none of that jazz. And it's voted on by actors. So it's very much an award show from their peers, people in the same profession that do the same thing that they do every day. And a couple of things I really enjoyed about the award show. I love the pacing of it. It went along swimmingly. It didn't drag on like sometimes the Oscars do. The speeches were grounded. They were simple. No political speeches. No, social commentary. When I watch an award show, I want to hear about the craft with which that award show is honoring, whether it's acting, music, whatever the case may be. I'm just not a fan of adding anything outside of that. That's just my personal take. You're free to disagree if you like. But there was only one particular award that maybe I wasn't necessarily happy for, but it's not as if the person who won that award was not deserving. I was just rooting for somebody else. But let's go over some of the winners and a couple of the highlights, shall we? So, outstanding performance by a cast, that was Sinners, which I really appreciated. I think I've watched Sinners maybe 4 or 5 times at this point, and the more I watch it, the more I appreciate just the incredible movie making on all levels, whether it's directing, writing, acting, music, and putting all of that together in just a perfect combination. I mean, Ryan Coogler, he really is something special. So the fact that all the actors won because they played off each other beautifully, everyone had great chemistry, everyone just gave it their all with their performances, and it's nice to see that they're being honored for that as an ensemble. As far as male actor in the leading role, with Michael B. Jordan with Sinners, which I'm on record saying I think it's kind of cheating because he plays 2 people, not 1, but I'm definitely not mad at the fact that he won the award. I think he's one of the really, really great actors working right now. Just unfortunately, he gets too much attention for the way he looks and not enough attention for what he does with his craft, which I think is exceptional. Female actor in a leading role, Jessie Buckley, well done. Amy Madigan for Best Supporting Actress. I really got a kick out of this one. Horror movies are not movies that really break through and show up on my radar. I'm just not a big fan of the genre. But I thought Weapons was brilliant. I thought her performance was outstanding. Now, she's always been around since I can remember watching movies, and she's always done great work. But this one particularly stuck out to me, and it was just so well done. Next, we have Best Supporting Actor. This is the one that I got question marks about. For me personally, I was rooting for Delroy Lindo to win for Sinners because his performance in there is just so key to kind of holding it together. I really do believe his particular role is like an anchor. And I don't know if it's the role itself or just his presence as an actor himself. He's just so good. But it was awarded to Sean Penn. Now, Sean Penn is one of the great actors that we've ever had. I just thought Delroy Lindo deserved that one particularly. For ensemble in a drama series, we got The Pit. For ensemble in a comedy series, The Studio. And the one that really kind of warmed my heart was outstanding performance by a female actress in a supporting role, the late, great Catherine O'Hara. And Seth Rogen gave a beautiful acceptance speech for her. And it gave me the feels a little bit, because she's not here anymore. And the last one that I'll talk about is the Lifetime Achievement Award given to Harrison Ford. The highlights to me were the acceptance speeches, particularly Michael B. Jordan's speech, Amy Madigan's speech, and Harrison Ford. With Michael B. Jordan, I loved how it was nothing grand. It was all like very personal to him and how he thanked the important people in his life to help make that happen. Particularly his mother, who he talked about would drive him from Newark, New Jersey into New York City, even though they probably shouldn't because they really didn't have the money to pay the toll to cross the bridge to get to New York City for his auditions. But she was always there for him and supported him, and he brought her there as his plus one. So that was really sweet in how, like, when he first got his SAG card, it felt to him like he was finally in the club that he always wanted to be a part of, so that really meant a lot to him, to be recognized for something that, he loved doing, he struggled doing for a long time, and now he's gotten to this particular level in his career. Amy Madigan, I didn't realize this, but she never won any major award, and I'm not really sure she's been nominated for anything, even though she's one of the great character actors that we have right now. And so she pointed that out. She went off topic a bunch of times, comparing the trophy to a Ken doll. So it was just very authentic, relatable, grounded moments with these speeches. And with Harrison Ford, he had a great line at the beginning where, he's being given this award basically for being alive. And it was nice to see the humility he had with accepting this award. And it kind of, I know this is going to sound very off topic, but it reminded me very much of this one particular line in Any Given Sunday that Al Pacino says when he's giving that big speech before the big game. And he's like, when you get old in life, you start losing things. That's just part of life. And being 44 years old, and I'm going to be 45 in a couple months, I'm not necessarily old, depending on who you ask. But I am at that point where people that are close to you, people that you grew up with, start to pass away. And, like I mentioned before, Catherine O'Hara, I can't tell you how many times I watched Home Alone, and now to think and Beetlejuice, and think she's not here anymore. Robert Duvall also passed away recently, Gene Hackman. So you have these giants of the business, of the craft, and you have to start saying goodbye to them, and Harrison Ford is one of those few people that's still around and even still making movies. And it was a gentle, maybe not so gentle reminder of, cherish those that you still have with you, because they could be gone at any moment, and seeing that Harrison Ford, okay, he's in his 80s, he's having a great run still, but he's more on the tail end than on the beginning. But he's still here, and let's appreciate it for what it is. Anyways, those are my thoughts. What about you guys? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Smash that like button, click subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.